Hello and welcome. My name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that. This is a What Sold video. I got a video game surprise that I just got 10 minutes ago. Stop the music. Alright, so we have 18 for $5.76. So this is going to be Saturday after the mail, so any orders after that up to when this video posts. $4.98 purchase price. Let's find out what they are. Star Wars. So last night I went live and I put away, I may have deleted the video, the live stream, but I put away, so this box is a brand new box. Well, it's one. So there's like 40 something that are in here. All the other ones that I ran out of room of in between all the other boxes. So that was probably another 45, 50. So there are 100 CDs and maybe 30 DVDs. I got all 120 something put away in less than an hour. So that gives you an idea on how physical media is. If you have the right storage, kind of like responding to a comment somebody left a couple of videos ago, that physical media can add up, but as long as you have a system, for inventory and stuff, and that I do. It's good enough. It keeps stuff out of the way. It's a bunch of squares inside of rectangles. That's all it is. All right. So when I was putting those away, I knew that this one had sold, so it wasn't in the stack to be put away. 15. I've been doing numbers on my fingers with I got new tools. I got some Quinn tools up at Harbor Freight. Spent like $50. So using new tools, you can figure out what's sharp and what's going to get your fingers. Jessica Smith, Walk On. Take a walk on the walk-on wild side. Walk on. Walk on. 12. And the dancing girls go. Do, 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 do. Dancing girls. Dancing queen. We are the champions, my friend. We'll keep fighting till the end. Grace Jones. Live in Japan. Reminds me of Big in Japan. Alphaville. When you make it big in Japan. Grace Jones. 27. Big in Japan. Speaking of scrap, I started watching this new scrap channel. It just happens to be that guy has a video about big electrical fuses. And they just posted it. I have no idea. I've never watched the guy. So I have this bag of fuses. And I got a whole bunch of fuses back in August of 2022. And I bought probably 5 times as many as this. And I think this is the one that, there was a bunch that was in a bag. And the other ones were in just bigger Ziploc bags. Like, they filled up a quarter of the bag. There was just bundles of them. Bundles. So I matched them all up by by their specifications, and some sold for. I mean, there were 12 fuses that sold for $600. I mean, some of the. I mean, these would have been bigger fuses, but some of them, yeah. I paid probably 20 cents average for those fuses. I don't think I had. Well, if those were for 20, no, I wouldn't have any that I could search in my 3 year. But Fuse is Habitat for Humanity. I'll stop in there every once in a while. But he has a video that I just started watching that he's taking apart fuses. And he hasn't gotten to the smaller ones yet. So finish watching that later. Well, side story. Micro scrapping. Why not get into it? Just, yeah, why not? I had, for me, I had the stuff that was sitting around. And then some other solid metals and other things, and finding stuff in the trash, such as this big bin of video games that I will get to. Calm down. I will get there. Voices of the 70s. I thought this was a newer one. Voices of the 70s. $12. So a lot of these compilations, this is just sealed 70s rock compilation. Jim Croce. Looks like Joan Baez. This is Sony. Sony made. So I scanned it. Right? It's not a whole lot. How much should I pay for it? Could have been 50 cents, $1, but there's little compilations, 60s, 70s, and 80s. 90s don't do so well. Neither do 2000s. And I wouldn't imagine newer ones. D14, Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood movie set. 14. It's another one of those, it's a low dollar one, but it's a multi-disc set. So when I'm looking at them, I can tell this isn't a regular Clint Eastwood movie, usually with the name just completely highlighted or large font like that. It'll be a compilation. I feel it like, yep, scan it. Sure, it's enough. This book sold again. B48, the fortune teller book. This fortune teller book. $45. It's probably about the same price it sold for before, so I don't really make much more. But somebody who bought it the last time got it, so that's damaged. And yet you can see there was a picture of the side, because the way I take pictures is this way, kind of in an angle, so it could pick up a little bit of like sunlight, and you could tell that it's a little bit of light reflection. Each edge, when I'm done with that edge, I'll flip it over. It goes like this, and I get a picture going this way that shows the back and the spine. In the picture, you can see that the wear is like that. Oh, it's worn. It's more worn than I thought. A 1937, 90-year-old book. More worn than a 90-year-old book that you show the wear. Okay, either way. But $45. And then you send it back in this envelope. So it stayed in that envelope. And then it'll get put in, at least be a bubble mailer. Clean and Sober, D6. $10. Here we go. Now, that's what I call music. Here's an 80s compilation. This one's not super crazy in price either. $14. These are those sealed. The Now, that's what I call music, and they're whatever the other one is. There's another one. Especially the 70s and 80s. There's a heavy booklet in there. Who do we have? Billie Jean. Uptown Girl. Wake Me Up Before You Go. Good girls just want to have fun. Actually, that was playing yesterday. Hungry Like the Wolf. Don't you forget about me. One thing leads to another. Abracadabra. Shakedown. Every breath you take. This sounds like almost every of these playlists. Eye of the Tiger. Haven't heard that one in a while. I actually saw Survivor in Akron like 24, 5 years ago. Heart. Okay, so there's that. D21, Marion Conrad. Did I miss something in that title? And Mercy Faustina. Faustina, $20. Greg and Steve, Kids in Motion. So this is actually so the Steve in this is Steve Green. And that actually, is that Scott Baio, it said? So I think the Stephen Green, the guy Steve, is Steve, or Greg and Steve, is Steve Green, who does a lot of other. I have another Steve Green actually in this box. He does like religious kid theme songs. It looks like it's message from Scott Baio. So those of a certain age will know who he is. Well, anyhow, 13. B13, 2 books. These 2 card books. One is suspension and the other is composites. These are going to, I got these at Sheridan, the Discovery store down there. So these either were, no, books are 50 cents each regardless. So that was either 50 cents combined or $1 combined. And they're $80 going across the seas. Got to get a cassette. So if I remember right, I have 2 of these. I want to make sure, and they are different. Okay, so that is for that one. There you go. Try to find that one right there. There's probably, I don't know how many of them are in existence, but there's not many of these that are sealed. So this is Pink Floyd's Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Wish You Were Here. First U.S. print release. $1,200. If you just saw this part of the video and you're interested, let me know. I'll give you a much better price. All right, so this, $58. I still have another one. Sandy Denny, C47. A lot of stuff down here. It is open. Sandy Denny, 19. C20, which is right going to be that pile. This is the new box. The C20 right here. C20 and 21 both are. So I really don't remember on where I put XYZ given CD, but for the most part, can read the spine, even when it's in red. 19 as well. D12. So it's supposed to rain and snow was already snowing when I took my little crate of just plastic stuff and taking things apart a few days ago out to the dumpster. And that's so I went up to the second dumpster to empty that. That's where I found these games at. And then on the way back, I just stopped at the dumpster that's nearest here. Sundance, that summer gray garden. Gray garden. I got a feeling is going to be what I'm looking for. That summer, maybe not. That's it. That summer. Also 19. So I round up or round down. That's what all of these are actually. Some are actual solid amount sales. Like this one. D7. Speaking of scrapping, the Scrapped Princess. This is a 4-disc, Blu-ray, X-Library. $55. Hopefully almost there. Because I got this whole bin of games to show. Indeed, 2 more. Got to get a book. All right, so this book here. Just got this one not too long ago. This one I scanned it. It came up, I don't remember, 70, 80 bucks. I went into Terapeak, and indeed there were 2 sales. One was like 30 bucks, the other 65. Someone messaged me, and there are a couple listed for even lower than what this one was listed for. And someone comes in and messages and like, hey, I doubt you got much of any offers on this, and so on and so forth. And I read into what they were conveying, and it's like, I need a copy for a master's thesis. Yours is really, really good, and you got pictures. But I mean, would you do 55? And I look it up. I look on Terapeak. 2 have sold, now 3, but 2 have sold in 3 years for $30.65. Will I take a $55 thing to increase the odds of this being 3 of 3 sales? Yeah. So instead of me thinking that's going to sit for a long time, but I'll take that $50 sale when it happens, there we go. Matter of fact, their comment was $55 to $60, and I just made it $55.55. I was like, sure, I'm not going to argue with a higher up price on something for that matter. It's Steely Dan. Definitive Collection. This one I believe recently it is. There it is, Steely Dan. Definitive. 13. Now, I'll get this crate. Here we go. Little crate. And this is it's a cord. Straight up aux to RCA. It's a solid. All right, well, at least that's in there. So there's Ford Racing. A lot of them are going to probably be covered up with that. LA Rush. But this is in a rental case. But I'm sure if it's got some value to it, some old original Driver 2. There's at least 1 disc. Good enough. I mean, it'd be resurfaced. Good enough. I mean, it's not beat to heck. No manual with artwork. This one I can look up. And this doesn't include like the other 6 old PlayStation games. I think there's an Xbox one in there too. games I found in the trash, and none of those ones are worth anything. Those are all in the bin to take up to the exchange, and if they want them, cool. If not, then I'll keep trying to get rid of them at different places. So that is greatest hits. So this is going to be a black label. So probably $15. Yeah. Here's another original case, and there's another one. Driver 2. Why do I have a... Neither have a manual. Okay. So I have 2 copies of that. Let's see if there's 3. No. Metal Gear Solid. The disc is good. Disc is good. Actually, really clean. So this is a classic greatest hits. I played this one. So it's showing on scan, doesn't exist. 25, 30, 35. Even 35 and no picture showing any manuals, right? No manual. $40. 40, $50. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3. Is this PC? It's for PC. No barcode. NASCAR Racing DuPont. Looks like PC as well. That's only like $6, $7. MX World Tour, Jamie Little. If they had barcode, I could save myself some show and tell time. No, not much. That one won't have a barcode. Putter Golf. I mean, for original PlayStation. Not much. It could be. Could be $10. The DDR. I didn't think this was going to turn into a sourcing video, and technically it's not because I didn't intentionally go out and find this stuff. I went intentionally to find stuff that I could scrap. This is kind of scrappable. This one's probably about $15. I guess you can consider it. ATV Off-Road Fury, Brothers in Arms. That one's covered up. Juiced. I think I played that one or the second one. Or the first one. $10. I mean, with the different... Yeah, it's enough to list and sell. Mountain Bike Adrenaline. There we go. I didn't play this. I mean, this would have been the time frame when I was riding. Speaking of riding. I told my wife the other day I'm going to go up to the bike store and go get the rest of the gear I need because the weather is getting nicer. Stuntman. I like Stuntman and Burnout. That was not much. Snowcross. I need to go to the store, go up there and get like another water bottle bracket and a couple of water bottles and some shorts and some gloves, some roadside stuff. Here's Juiced, the regular one. Need for Speed Underground. So I sold that Need for Speed. Oh, there's no disc. Another Stuntman. ATV Off-Road Fury. Fury 4. Just Cause. So for free, and then stuff that's not really good enough to sell, to list and sell, put it in that box, take it up the exchange, see what they take with everything else, with all the other disc media stuff. So, finding ways how to make money from stuff from the trash. And that's what donations are for the most part. It's stuff people don't want anymore, and instead of going to the landfill, it took another step to try to get reclaimed by someone, bought so they could use it. And resellers go to these same places, the non-trash places called thrift stores. You find stuff to sell. And that's what I do here. I find stuff to sell. Stuff that sells, I'll show you as well. All right, so let's go wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. Free stuff is always better. So really depending what's in there, just by the quick scan, there's maybe $100 after fees and shipping and all that. It's a free $50 plus whatever small bits and pieces that I could get. And if at anything, I could keep like the actual PlayStation cases and just sell those as original PlayStation cases with whatever artwork is in them. There are resellers that will buy those at a couple bucks a case, right? So I can have 10, I could sell it for $30, and it's not going to, I might make $10, $15 after shipping and fees on just the cases, especially the old style cases and things like that. So, like, could you do the same for standard DVD cases? No. So, all right. Let me think you're going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Those are all free. They help me help you so we can help other people learn about finding free media and figuring out what to do. Appreciate it. Thank you.